Hello everybody, it's Nerdy Boy Weeps here. I am back with a video finally. We were supposed to get a video last week, which is supposed to be my review of Falcon Winter Soldier, but I messed up twice. But I told myself I want to get this one at least out. And I said this in the recording for the review that this one, or I actually said this on Twitter, that's probably going to be more of a one I have to tread about lightly because people are going to have mixed opinions about this movie I'm about to review. Because I saw it the day after it came out, and I saw it with my dad, and this was my dad's first introduction to this franchise. You probably know what I'm talking about too. That franchise is Mortal Kombat. Yes, for the first thing ever, my dad got exposed to Mortal Kombat for the first time, and it was something. Yeah, I saw Mortal Kombat 2021. What was overall analysis for this? This was my dad's introduction, so he's gonna feel differently about it than I am. He didn't hate it, but it. Here's the thing: my family isn't like uber into gory stuff, so my mom knew because my mom knew since me and my brother were kids, we played Mortal Kombat. So with my dad, this was kind of a bit of a new thing. But what did I think of the movie? I had a lot of fun watching this movie. You're probably thinking, all right, you're probably thinking, how did you have fun in this movie despite the lack of fully understandable concrete story? If you haven't gotten this, figured this out yet, you do realize that Mortal Kombat really didn't become importantly about story. I think until Marvel versus DC. Because when I was playing Mortal Kombat as a kid, we were just playing. Me and my brother were just playing fighting. We were just fighting with the characters. So if you're a true Mortal Kombat fan, like you're an OG, you did not start playing when they do the stories and later on games, then you're probably going to enjoy this film. This is going to have a few spoilers. I will get the things I have nitpicks that I have, and these are going to be involved with spoilers. My nitpicks might some of them have to do with behind the scenes. I wish this movie had a bigger budget because it only had $55 million for a budget when something like probably like Justice League and them got probably like 100 million. And I know, and the thing is, the reason also I'm not holding the director saying like yada 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 because this was the director's directorial debut. You got to give the guy credit for doing this of all movies to do, especially your directorial debut. So I am hoping to God that we get a sequel to it, considering back how the ending is. Um, Another nitpick has to deal with the first 7 minutes. You're saying you have a problem with 7 minutes? Not necessarily a problem, just something personal that I thought I'd point out. Involving Hanzo's kids, specifically his son. I don't think it was necessary to change the son's name from Satoshi to Jubei. Yeah, because Satoshi is named Jubei in this film. I will praise this, however. I do like the fact they gave Hanzo more than more than one kid. Um, like, because that kid winds up being a plot factor for our new character for the movie, Cole Young, who's played by Louis Tan. Some of you guys know him from the show Warriors. It's my first time seeing him in action. Here's my overall opinion about Cole. I do want to play him in Mortal Kombat as a DLC character. We don't get to see him go OP, but the thing is, the person we find out who he's related to is one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat, period. And that character, spoiler, we find out he is a descendant, and the reason why he has the dragon marking is because he is a part of the Hizashi bloodline. Yes, he is the descendant of Scorpion, Hanzo Hizashi himself, who is my favorite ninja between him and Bihan. And that's another thing that sorry, remote. The Sub-Zero we're dealing with is in fact beyond. And sorry. But yeah, I honestly I was like, okay, and yes, I know a lot of people said like this did not feel like this. They were given a vibe that was supposed to be like a direct movie where we're going to see the tournament. Little spoiler, so you guys don't raise your expectations too high for this. There, we don't see the tournament in this movie. They're more than likely setting it up for the sequel because in the ending of the movie, we see a poster of a character that people have been constantly blabbing what they wanted to see in this movie, but now they name dropped this character at the end of the movie, so now everyone can shut up about it. Is because Raiden in the movie says after the final fight of the movie says we're going to need to get more champions, and Cole's like, who's first? And then because here's the thing about Cole, he's the whole thing with him in the boxing ring. He's apparently been doing fights for like $200. I don't know if it's just taking dives and whatnot. The Duke has hand-to-hand combat skills, just that is, I think his character's storyline from what I got from it in terms of his fighting is that hold on, let me try to again. Nope, it's not going to do anything. Excuse me. His character, I think, when he was in his younger years, was a lot more proficient as a mixed martial artist. But due to the fact, if you see that in the trailer, there's a little girl next to him. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. That little girl is Cole's daughter, Emily. It turns out he is also not only a dad, but he's also a husband as well, because he has a wife named Allison. And I can realistically, I think with him being a father and being a husband, that more likely took time away from him training and keeping consistent with his formation of his mixed martial arts style. So realistically, he is understandably not at the same level of skills he was when he was probably young, because he was, fun fact, he's apparently an orphan that was raised in Chicago. So I wonder if we're going to see more about Cole's life in the next film. Hopefully the movie will be longer for one thing, and hopefully the Warner Brothers, in spite of what they've been doing recently, you know what I'm talking about if you've been keeping it up the news. But I'm going to say real quick, you know about that whole debacle with them trying to make a black Kal-El Superman instead of using Val-Zod or Calvin Ellis. And I heard apparently they didn't even apologize to Ray Fisher yet. Warner Brothers, you gave me Godzilla vs. Kong, you gave me Mortal Kombat. Get yourself together. Also, another major spoiler is the power system in this movie, which goes with plot. The dragon markings are not only if you've been chosen to fight in Mortal Kombat, but in fact, you get this thing called an Arcana. And the Arcanas are basically, from what I've seen, they look like a lot of the techniques that we've seen the characters use, either that have magic or technology. Because, here's the thing. Here are the people who have Arcanas in the movie from the beginning. Cole, Jax, Kano, Liu Kang, Kulao, and I think that's it. And Hanzo, because the thing is, the difference between Cole's marking and their marking, they either had to kill the combatant, or they had the people who were chosen had to kill a combatant who had the same marking. Difference between them is that with Cole, he actually had his since birth because he's a part of the Hazashi bloodline. So, yeah. And you're thinking, that person who Kano in the trailer takes the heart out, is that Reptile? Yeah, that is. Someone noted he looks like a Komodo dragon. Newsflash: those things are real. Komodo dragons are real. And yes, here are the reasons why the true Mortal Kombat fans, are going to enjoy this movie. 4 specific reasons: fights, fatalities, characters, references of the old games, and just the games in general. Because there are actually literally over 7 fatalities in this movie. I'm not going to go super explicit into what they are. And I'm not going to say who gets what, but let's just say this. Cole does his first fatality on a character that a lot of people are going to be surprised. You know what? Actually, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I prefer this character getting fatality than compared to what happened to him in the 1995 movie. And yes, you might have gotten an idea of who I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Goro. Yes, when Cole gets his Arcana, he fatalities Goro. And the thing, however, the ending, the last fatality. Actually, I'm not going to say the last fatality, but I'm going to say that the last person to get killed in this film, as well as Goro, it seems like with them, because in the movie their bodies get disappeared teleported by black smoke. Because Shang Tsung, you got to remember, Shang Tsung is in this movie. He says something in the movie about death being a gateway to new possibilities, which means with the fact that we have Bi-Han's Sub-Zero in here, that means we can. Okay, this again the spoiler stuff. That means we can get Noob Saibot. Noob freaking Saibot. And if they add another Sub-Zero in here from the actual Lin Kuei, that means we're gonna get his younger brother, Kuai Liang. Also, fun fact about this last fight in the movie, it's actually Cole and Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. And the thing is, Cole has the same knife that Hanzo used he used a spear in the first 7 minutes of the movie. And the thing is, he says, after Beyond's like, the blade of Hanzo. And then when he's about to stab Cole with it, Bi-Han actually gets pierced by Scorpion's spear blade. And you hear the iconic line, "Get over here." Sorry. And the way it sounds is a lot different. Hold on, I want to check my phone. The way it sounds is a lot different than how it was in the actual trailer, because it sounds less muffled. And it sounds like it's a mix. It sounds like a mix of like what could be Hiroyuki Sanada's actual voice mixed with what sounds similar to Ed Boon's, or at least, I won't say Ed Boon's, but at least closer to the original sound of Mortal Kombat. But the thing is, the reason why you're thinking, what's wrong with the thing with Goro death in the original? You had Johnny Cage, of all people, hit him in his area and had him fall to his death. That is the stupidest thing you could ever do for a character who's literally a prince of the race known as the Shogun. If you're going to kill someone like a Shogun, you better do it a fatality. And the thing is, isn't Liu Kang supposed to be the main character? Liu Kang has not really been the main character until Mortal Kombat 11. Because in Deadly Alliance, Shang Tsung kills him. Mortal Kombat Deception Armageddon, he's a zombie. 9 restarts the timeline, but Raiden's the main focus. And he winds up killing Liu Kang at the end of the Mortal Kombat 9, albeit by accident. Episode 10, there's a non-canon live version of him. A living version of him, but it's not canon. But in the story mode, he's a Revenant. And Mortal Kombat 11, until the last chapter of the game, the base game of Mortal Kombat 11, he's a Revenant. Until Raiden purifies his Revenant self, restores Liu Kang's soul to his past self, and turns him to a god. Yeah. Liu Kang literally in the last chapter of Mortal Kombat 11 literally becomes the god of thunder and fire. Yeah, that doesn't happen until 11. But for the past couple games, literally has not been the main character. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are the main faces of Mortal Kombat. Liu Kang has only been periodically the main character in certain games, but he hasn't been in the recent years. So, and yes, Cole's Arcana is literal plot armor, which I think is great. Honestly, I think it's great because we use that term so lightly. I like the fact that someone actually made it into a thing. I was just okay. Check clock. Um, they actually made it an actual thing, and the thing is, his weapons are something I haven't seen in Mortal Kombat in years. There's a character named Darius in Mortal Kombat. I think Deception and Armageddon, and I think one of his variations, he has weapons like that Cole has in this movie, which a lot of people, they're batons. Actually, there's another name for them. They're called tonfas. Have you ever, if you, my anime watches, have you ever watched Katekyo Hitman Reborn, and you know the character Hibari? Hibari has, what I'm talking about, tonfas. But the thing is, Cole has a blade on his right one. So, and to me, if Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios, who I wouldn't mind if y'all watch this, actually decides to put Cole into the game. Yeah, Cole is a DLC character in the games. His fatality on Goro needs to be his first fatality. I think his brutality might need to be something from his fight with Scorpion, when he tag teams with Scorpion against Sub-Zero. Who was the last person to get their Arcanas? Those last two people are actually Jax and Sonya. I have this theory about Mortal Kombat 2 with Johnny and his Arcana. I already probably have a feeling I know what it is, because we've seen it for years. But I think because of the whole new story elements, I think it needs to be this. I think Johnny's Arcana is going to be his Herald Shadow, that green afterglow thing that he does when he kicks his opponents. So I honestly believe that's going to be his Arcana. Sonya's Arcana was something that we usually see in technology, but the fact that it had more magical attributes, I was like, I actually like this and preferred over her having tech. I like the fact that this does something different. My favorite references in this movie had to be with Liu Kang, surprisingly Kung Lao, because I'm not a fan of Kung Lao. Well, at least in Mortal Kombat 11, at least. But Kung Lao, Kung Lao stole the show in the certain parts of this movie. But overall, I had a fun time giving it. It's a perfect no, but I would give it an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Hoping there's a sequel coming out when they can, and when Warner Brothers gets their ish together. Also, okay, now that I've said my thoughts and stuff about Mortal Kombat, I'm going to say, the reason I have not been posting videos consecutively, if I haven't mentioned this before in my whatever most recent video you hear me talking, I was in a time of mid-month of April, middle of April, I, along with my parents, and from another, well, because of I got it from my parents, but my parents got it from another place. We all had caught the coronavirus. Yeah, that's why I hadn't really been posting videos, because it zapped my energy out so bad. I did not have the motivation to really make videos, not even drawing videos. I was drawing, but I could not make drawing videos. So it was that serious. Like, COVID ain't a joke, y'all. It really ain't. So if you don't plan on taking the vaccine, I would say this: take vitamin E, or vitamin C and D. Probably need to take E, because I think my mom just got that. But especially, like, because here's the thing: having enough vitamin D will help you combat it more, especially if you have my job. Because my day job is, I work in retail and I'm a car pusher, so I'm out in the day. I'm outside, so I get a lot of vitamin D, but I still take my vitamins anyway. that was just a little bit of a health thing for me about if for anyone who's not taking the vaccine and has trying to fight or is trying to stand up as much to any form of sickness or affliction or anything COVID related as much as possible. So that's that. Um, if you're going to ask, am I taking the vaccine? If God wants me to take the vaccine for any specific reason, then I will. But if He does not, then I won't. You may think I'm trying to be foolish, but I rather listen to God than listen to fear. And I have my thoughts and feelings about the vaccine, and you may not agree with them, but I'm not going to judge you if you want to take it. You're not stupid for taking it. I don't feel entirely comfortable taking it. It's what it is, but uh, I know that was that little COVID thing. What can I say to end this off with a good note? If you want to know my thoughts about Falcon Winter Soldier, I'll just say that here. I am happy with what I got. I am happy we finally have Sam Wilson as Captain America, spoiler alert, and John Walker as a U.S. agent, also spoiler alert. And I'm just hoping we get Captain America 4 soon. And also, Marvel, if y'all see this too, please, 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 since you got Malcolm Spellman to work on this movie, please can you get the director, Kari Saguld, that's that's something akin to the director. What her last name is. She directed the show. She did phenomenal with Malcolm Spellman. Please let her do it and a lot of people are gonna be like, why not have the Russo brothers make Captain America 4? Because if you all remember what they said, they are not going to make any more Marvel movies unless you let them direct Secret Invasion. But that's getting turned into a show on Disney Plus. I don't know if they're directing that. Because I have this feeling, I want us to believe that outside the whole news for Phase 4 movie wise, the things I think show wise we're getting for this year, because considering about what's getting set up for next year, I know in the next month we get Loki. I want to believe in August we're either going to get Marvel's What If, or we're going to get Hawkeye, maybe? Either Hawkeye or Miss Marvel, because we're supposed to be getting those later in 2021. So, let's see what happens with that. Yeah, I did see the actress's Miss Marvel suit. She looks great. I can't wait for the Marvels to come out next year because we get to see Kamala, Carol, and Monica on the screen. Yeah, boy. For all my WandaVision fans and all that. And it's also like Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness first thing in the Marvel movie of the year. And then we got the title and release date for Thor Love and Thunder and being May, and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Sorry, Wakanda Forever for July, which is my birthday. Black Widow and Black Panther are literally coming out for my birthday this year and next year. So that's awesome. Thank God. Alright, that's all I got to say. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. I don't know if I'll have any more reactions in upcoming weeks. Nerdcore wise, I don't know. Alright, see ya. Bye.